There's nothing in my books that is more creative than autumn dressing, and there are just so many beautiful elements that come together in this season. So in today's video, I want to share with you some style tips I have learned that help me dress well in autumn. In a recent video, I shared some style secrets breaking down elements of good autumn style, and in today's video, I'm gonna go more specific, talking about tips that you can use in your wardrobe with your existing clothes. We're not talking about trends or new in pieces here, we're really talking about styling tricks that we can all use when we're building our everyday looks. Today I'm partnering up with my friends over at Grana. I'm currently wearing one of their very soft cotton tank tops. This one is in the prettiest light blue color, and I'll be styling some more of their basics throughout today's video. I've just decided to layer this knit over my tank top, so it feels a little bit more cozy. But my very first style tip is to combine your cropped and long line silhouettes together. Not only do I find that these two pieces work beautifully together in an outfit, I also find that it opens up the options I can wear. As a petite girl, I sometimes find it intimidating to reach for long line clothing, and this is a really easy way to make that more wearable. Let me show you how this works with different clothing pieces. So we'll start with a pair of wide leg long trousers. With these trousers, I'm pairing it with this white cami top. This white cami top is cropped and I've also tucked it in, so it's creating a very cropped short silhouette on the top, and then we've got more length on the bottom. As the weather gets cooler and I have to layer, I will do crop jackets or crop knitwear to keep that crop shape on top and to have the length in the trouser. Let's say you love the look of a long line coat and you're not too sure how to style it. So a go-to way to start with is to go with crop pieces on the inside, a crop knit, and then maybe some crop jeans. We have some shorter silhouettes on this base layer, so when we put on those really long coats, it still feels very balanced in the look. The maxi skirt has been absolutely everywhere, and it's the same thing where if I'm wearing long skirt on the bottom, I'll go for a shorter looking top, whether that means I've tucked it in or whether it's just cropped. I also want to bring up accessories here. If I'm wearing a very long coat, I often like to pair that with a slightly shorter bag. Whether that means a 90s kind of style shoulder bag, or if I'm doing a crossbody that's sitting just slightly higher. It's to create the illusion of something short against a long coat. So even if you love exclusively crop things or exclusively long things, you can still use your accessories to bring in those different lengths once you've already put on an outfit. The best part about autumn fashion is being able to do lots of layering and playing around with knitwear and these cozier, thicker textures. But one of my issues is that sometimes I go a little bit overboard and there's so many layers that everything feels quite bulky and undefined. So my second autumn style tip, so we can experiment and layer a lot, is just to make sure your wrist, your ankle, or your waist is defined. In summer and the early autumn, we can literally have our wrists, our ankles out, and then be able to define our waist just by tucking our top into our jeans. As we get into cooler weather and maybe we have to put on the boots and then the long sleeves, I like to pay attention to the shape of the cuffs of my clothing. So for example, in this outfit, I like that the wrist kind of tapers in a little bit, and I like that the jeans also taper at the ankle. Everything is very defined, so even though the pieces are looser, I find it very, very wearable. Let me show you this knitwear example. The knitwear actually cuffs in at the wrist, so showing where the wrist is. And then same thing with the jeans, I rolled them up a little bit so you can see the definition of the ankle. I've also thrown on a really long trench coat, and again, this one has definition on the wrist because it cuffs in. Not every single piece has to show definition, but in an outfit, I need either my wrists, my ankles, or my waist to show through. You can really see what I mean here, where with this outfit, the wrists and ankles aren't defined. And I do feel like it's a little bit more overwhelming. Whereas with this outfit, you can see more definition on the leg and the silhouettes are more balanced. This whole tip has come about because I like loose, relaxed, oversized clothing, but I also don't like to drown in fabric. And I find that this is a very quick and easy tip that you can use. Just rolling up your pants so you can see your ankles. Just choosing a sweater that cuffs in a little bit. Simple tricks to make any outfit come together. I'm always really excited to work with Grana because I was purchasing their clothes and wearing their pieces long before we worked together. The reason why I did and I still love their clothing is because they use a lot of natural fibers. There are tons of pieces in lightweight silks, we've got different wools, cashmeres, and then we've also got just lots of beautiful soft cottons. So let me show you my picks. For some of my favorite cotton basics, I'm wearing this light blue boat neck tank top. I think that the light blue shade is very soft and pretty. The cotton material is very lightweight, but it is very silky and soft, to the skin. I've always felt the boat neck is a very flattering silhouette because it shows off the collarbone, and I love the cut of it. These cotton pieces are all made from Supima cotton, and one of the most exciting pieces to receive was this cami top. So this one has a square neckline. My favorite thing was definitely the red color. I love that red can be styled in a way that feels very sensuous and like something I could wear for date night, but it can also be styled in a really playful and fun way as a pop of color. If there's one body kind of area I like to play up, I think it would be my shoulders, and this top kind of enhances my shoulders. I feel like makes them feel a bit more prominent, which I like. Here's another Supima cotton t-shirt. I like the two pin tucking details on the side. I'm always looking for basics that don't feel boring, pieces that have those little accents to make it feel more elevated. All of these are lightweight cotton pieces. They're not too structured, they're not too heavy. Probably my favorite piece from Grana this time around is the silk column skirt. This one is a silk midi skirt, which immediately is something I'm going to like. It's got a small split at the back to make it a little bit more flattering and easier to walk in. The silk is lightweight, but it doesn't feel sheer or too flimsy. And I feel like this one I will consider perfect for warmer months and going into that early transitional season. So basically it's ideal for now. Here's another silk piece they recently came out with. It's a halter neck silk dress. I like that it's quite high on the neckline and then cuts out a little bit. And this shape is always very flattering for me when I want to enhance the shoulders. And I feel like this kind of piece can be styled in endless ways. If any of these pieces catch your eye, I will have my sizing and the link to these pieces down below. I also have a code with them right now for 40% off when you use Helen40. I'll have the information for that down below as well. One of the biggest areas I like to experiment with my style, and basically where I break a lot of rules, is playing with opposites. Opposites in silhouettes, opposites in the vibe that something creates, and opposites in formality. These are all things that I feel can make an outfit truly unique and where we can really let our personal style shine. If we're not doing this, then we're stuck with these formulas that, to be honest, can be repetitive, but it's when we play with opposites that it just opens up so many combinations that we may not have tried before. So with these opposites in mind, let's take a look at this outfit. In this outfit, I really love the daintiness of this tank top. So if I paired it with something dainty on the bottom, I feel like they'll blend into each other. So I've gone the opposite way and I paired it with a wide-legged trouser. I feel like the daintiness of the top really shows through and they bring out the best of each other. As the weather gets cooler, we're obviously not wearing these dainty little tops. So even if I put on a little cardigan, we can still see that form-fitting piece inside that just creates contrast to the boxier shapes. Let's think about opposites in terms of vibe now. One of the reasons I bought a plaid shirt, I have a plaid shirt, is because I like how effortless it is. But if I wear it with jeans and with really casual things, I almost feel like these pieces, they blend into each other. And if I take this plaid shirt and I style it with pieces that are more elevated, like trousers or a nicer skirt, then the effortlessness of the plaid really comes through. Another way opposites work is that it allows me to experiment more. I have really simple casual style. I don't want anything too bold for my daily life. So oftentimes I just enjoy mixing and matching things together so I can wear some of my nicer pieces but still look somewhat casual. And then enter this outfit. We've got sweatshirt with a bias skirt. Something very casual on the top, in this case a sweatshirt, is able to dress down these silkier skirts that might feel a little bit too fussy otherwise. Instead of just going for t-shirt and jeans every day or just really casual traditional looks, I'm able to do lots of experimenting and still wear some of the pieces that I love, but just in a more casual setting. You can see in these tips that opposites is really everything. It can really enhance certain silhouettes, it can enhance a vibe, and also just allow us to experiment more. I feel like decision fatigue is such a real thing. The way that I like to think about this is that I want to spend my time in the morning figuring out how to wear something and make it really chic and elevated, and I don't want to spend my time thinking about what base layer to wear. In the autumn season, I feel like our accessories and our outerwear, our shoes, they take the spotlight a lot more. So I recommend simplifying your base layers down into a few options. I often like to do a very fitted knit and jean. This is how I'll start with a denim outfit. Otherwise, I'll just do a cord set, so a knitted top and skirt combination, and then maybe even a dress. A simple dress is another one of my go-tos because it's just that plain layer to work on top of. On days where inspiration strikes and we know we want to wear something else, then we just do it. We wear something else. But on days where we just don't know, then it's nice to narrow our options down to these go-to formulas. If you have your base looks ready, I feel like we can focus on the next step, which is just so much more important for a good outfit. With something like a black dress I will repeatedly go to, I know that I can do different outerwear, whether that's a leather jacket or a trench coat, to really elevate it. And to be honest, whether we wear this black dress with a leather jacket versus a trench coat versus a cardigan or more casual jacket, it can completely alter the look, and oftentimes we barely notice the inside layer. The same thing goes if I went for this cream dress. This is a short sleeve cotton dress, but it's a little bit thicker. So I feel like it'll actually work really well for this early autumn season. I can accessorize this with a blazer and a pop of color for a more polished look, and then I can go the opposite way and go for something much more cozy. This outfit features one of my favorite ways to do transitional dressing, which is like a dress and then my combat boots. And then it also features this knit, which I knit myself. Here's the knit I made. It took me about a month, I would say. It took me a long time, but I'm so happy with it. It's so cozy. And I actually love the way it pairs with this white dress and boot combination. If you haven't tried this before in your wardrobe, give it a shot. In the next 2 weeks, only wear 4 or 5 base looks and then accessorize it differently every time. You'll find that because you have more time to accessorize and think about the details that actually matter, the outfits will be better. One of the biggest things I think of in autumn fashion is color. And I feel like color is one of those things that can feel a little bit daunting because there's the question of what colors I should wear, what colors I look good in, how to pair color, and it can just overwhelm us. So I want to break it down into 2 really basic ways to approach color. If I have an item of clothing and I want to put it into an outfit, I'll either pair it in a low contrast combination or a high contrast. In a low contrast outfit, I might take something like this gray t-shirt, pair it with another skirt that is in a similar level of darkness, and then same with the shoes, they're on the darker side. So everything in this outfit is in that medium to dark palette. This is very low contrast between the colors. Another way I would go about this is high contrast. So I would take that gray skirt, and this time I've gone for white on top. So there's a lot of difference between the white top and the skirt now. So this is more high contrast. Something to know here is that often it is recommended, we don't have to follow it, but it's recommended that we mimic the contrast of our own features with the clothes we wear. So if you have a lot of contrast in your features, oftentimes you'll look really good in blacks and whites or colors that are very far apart from each other. Whereas if you have low contrast in your features, so your hair color, skin color, eye color is closer together, then oftentimes you'll look good in low contrast outfits. It will feel the most harmonious. If we do this breakdown on myself, I have fairly light skin, fairly dark hair, so there's quite a bit of contrast. So I try to mimic this contrast in what I wear. In a tonal outfit, I would do a bit of contrast through my accessories or through my jewelry, and then when wearing high contrast, it will just feel natural. This is a really easy way to think about color if you want to wear more color. If you want a simple formula to follow, or if you're just looking to elevate your looks, you can try this as well. Now that we've got the outfit down, my last 2 tips are about accessorizing, and the very first one is trying to create coziness in an outfit. So sometimes in like your top and your bottom, there might not be that much coziness, and I usually add this in through my knitwear or through my accessories. I go into it a lot more in my last video, but let me give you some ideas. So one of the things that I feel like warms up any outfit is gold jewelry. If you feel like gold jewelry suits you, if you wear mostly gold, then I feel like bringing in more of that jewelry in autumn outfits is a perfect way to make it feel really warm and cozy. I really love warm colors, so I keep reaching for this green knit. These earthier, natural tones is right up my alley. Even if you don't like warm tones, going for neutral tones, if you put that against a gray or very cool tone shade, it will look warm. So that's just another way to go around it if you have more cool tone skin. I really adore texture in autumn clothing to bring in coziness. One of the coziest pieces I have is knitwear. I really like this style because it feels very kind of plush. It's got some of these fluffy bits to make it feel really soft and cozy. And it's also got a chunkier pattern on the knit, which I really like for creating coziness. There are a lot of textures and prints that are more traditional in autumn. So your cables, and then also your plaids and your tweeds. All of these more traditional looking elements, I feel like can add this coziness to an outfit. It's almost like a nostalgic, warm vibe to any outfit. And I really love that in autumn style. My final style tip today is to create a layered look in autumn, and it goes beyond just layering your clothes for practicality and warmth. So I want to break down some of the things you can do to get that layered look. One of my immediate favorites is wearing a t-shirt inside a sweater and being able to see the neckline of the t-shirt. It's super simple, it couldn't get any more basic, but immediately it's just like a nice little detail of layering. Usually we're contrasting the knitwear texture with the cotton flat texture as well. I really love vests in my wardrobe, whether that is a knitted pullover vest or whether it's like a denim open vest or a tweed open vest. I love them for early autumn because they give you the layered look without giving you too much warmth. I don't wear a lot of scarves, but I want to start getting into it more because scarves are often a different texture to the other pieces we're wearing. Whether that means a silk scarf and something very delicate. I'm in the middle of knitting myself this little Sophie scarf. I've knitted one before for my mum, it was really cute. But it basically adds a different texture to the rest of my pieces. It's got that hand knit look in my opinion, and you've also got the little patterns of this knit that is usually different to the rest of the pieces I own. If turtlenecks suit you, I love the idea of wearing a turtleneck inside a jumper, like this inspiration here. I sometimes feel like a turtleneck is a little bit much for me, so I'll do a mock neck instead, but this is a vibe I'm always into. Socks feel like they've been a huge thing over the last couple of years, and I would love to get into this more. I'm not so bold where I'll do like socks and sandals. It is a look, but it's probably not mine. So I would just love to do like a cute rib sock inside a loafer, or even inside a boot and have a little bit of it show through. Nothing too crazy, but I feel like a rib sock texture, maybe even in a fun color, would be a really great way just to add something more to an autumn outfit. Ultimately, the difference between an okay outfit and a good one is just those little details. I've also seen a lot of people wear a sweater with outerwear and have their cuff show through. So sometimes the sweater is a little bit longer than the coat, so they'll pull out a little bit more and have this be a bit of an outfit accent. This is a super cute trick because there are days where I'm just stuffing my knit into the jacket, and it might be nice just to let it fall out a little bit naturally. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, I would love for you to go give it a like. Consider subscribing. I have my other video on autumn style secrets linked down below, and if you enjoyed this one, I think you'll really like that one as well. Thank you to Grana for working with me in today's video. Thank you so much for your time and for watching today's video, and I'll see you next one. Bye.